Welcome to my channel. I'm Michael Gurfinkel. I am an immigration attorney and I have offices in Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, and Manila, Philippines. But as an immigration attorney, we can practice law anywhere in the U.S. and handle cases anywhere in the U.S. or around the world. I'd like to speak about the new regulations concerning birth tourism. The U.S. State Department has recently revised its guidelines on eligibility for visitor visas, specifically stating that obtaining a visitor visa for the primary purpose of coming to the U.S. in order to give birth and the child would become a U.S. citizen automatically is no longer a proper use of a visitor visa. As they state, travel to the United States with the primary purpose of obtaining U.S. citizenship for a child by giving birth in the United States is an impermissible basis for the issuance of a B non-immigrant visa. So if, for example, a pregnant woman applies for a visitor visa and the consul has reason to believe that her primary purpose in coming to the U.S. is to give birth, the visa could be refused. Now, I emphasize the word primary purpose. If there are other purposes in coming to the U.S., for example, she happens to be pregnant, but she wants to go to the U.S. because they have a sickly parent or somebody's in the hospital, then that is the primary purpose, not giving birth. And birth tourism has been in the news lately. There are news stories about groups of women coming into the U.S. pregnant, giving birth in the U.S. solely so that their children can become U.S. citizens and get free education and other benefits. In fact, there was one reported case where a woman gave birth but claimed she was poor and paid only $4,000 for the hospital bill when the actual bill is $28,000. In the meantime, the U.S. government discovered she had over $225,000 in the bank, and she had been shopping and buying Louis Vuitton bags and Rolex watches. So the U.S. government wants to stop this type of activity, coming to the U.S. for the primary purpose of giving birth. Well, what happens to women who already have visitor visas? You know, visitor visas are typically issued for 10 years. So they're not going into the U.S. Embassy to be interviewed anymore. It still remains to be seen that if a pregnant woman arrives in the U.S. on a visitor visa, what the officers at the airport, Customs and Border Protection, will say. Are they also going to be questioning and screening pregnant women to determine whether their primary purpose in coming to the U.S. is to give birth? And if so, there could be a risk of having their visitor visa canceled and going airport to airport, meaning sent back on the very next flight. As you can see, immigration laws and regulations and policies are becoming tougher and tougher all the time. And that's why I advise people that they should seek the advice and perhaps assistance of immigration attorneys to assist them with their case, let them know what their options are and the chances of success. I'm Michael Gurfinkel, and until next time, I'll see you.